Hi, STEMs. For writing today, we are doing more planning on our invention. We're going to be doing a little bit of drawing with our invention today. So you are going to want a plain piece of paper, something to write with, pen or pencil, and you might want your invention planning page from yesterday if you're like, what am I doing? My invention that I am working on from yesterday, I decided that it was going to protect me and it was going to be inspired by the thorns on a cactus. So now what I need to do today is to draw what I really want it to look like. Now I know you've been working with Marielle a little bit on drawing things from the side or from the top and getting some different angles on it. So if you want to go really in depth with your drawing, you totally can. But since this is our very first drawing, I'm going to keep mine really simple. I'm going to draw what I want it to look like. It might not end up looking like that, but that's okay. So I'm going to start by drawing my blanket. I've decided it's a blanket. And what I'm going to draw is like the outside of my blanket and then the inside of my blanket, because, blankets have two sides. And I'm using the thorns from a cactus as my inspiration. But these also could be like porcupine quills or what's another thing that's pokey? Hedgehog has pokey quills on it. So here's my invention. This is the outside of my blanket with the thorns on it and the inside of my blanket. Now, if I showed this to somebody just the way it is, they'd be like, wow, look at those squiggly lines. Doesn't say anything. So the first thing after drawing is to label it. So I'm going to add a couple of labels, and that should hopefully help when I show my drawing to other people. So the first one I'm going to label is outside of blanket and inside of blanket. So there's the inside part that'll be on me, and then there's the outside part. And then I'm also going to label these spiky thorns, these cactus thorns. And then I'm also going to label the inside of my blanket. You can't see it, but it's going to be really soft. So now that I've got some labels on here, it's a little more clear what I'm talking about. I've got my outside of blanket with cactus thorns. I've got my inside of blanket and it's soft. So the last step for today is adding a couple of sentences about the different parts of your invention. So I have three parts I'm going to write about. The first is the outside of my blanket, the second is the cactus thorns, and the third is the inside of my blanket. So for my first sentence, I'm just going to describe a little bit about the outside of this blanket and what I want it to be like. So my sentence is going to say, the outside of the blanket will have cactus thorns on it so that I cannot be touched or other people. It's not just me using the blanket. So my first sentence, the outside of the blanket will have cactus thorns on it so that I cannot be touched. So now I'm going to talk a little bit about the cactus thorns. The cactus thorns will be sharp so that it hurts to touch it. So I'm giving a little bit more detail about the different parts of my invention so that when I actually go to build my invention, I have an idea of what I want to do. So my second sentence says, the cactus thorns will be sharp so that it hurts to touch it. Now the last thing I want to talk about is the inside of my blanket. And that sentence is going to say, the inside of my blanket will be soft so that I don't get hurt. My last sentence, the inside of, I made a little mistake, my blanket will be soft so that I don't get hurt. So now if I were to give this drawing and label and sentences to somebody else who doesn't know what I'm making, they might have a better idea of the invention. So this is just the planning part so that when we go to build it, we know exactly what we're working on. I cannot wait to see all of your inventions. I'll talk to you later. Bye.